Don't call me kid. Don't call me baby.
What is that?
Look at this.
Wait, we don't want to get demonetized. Like
We
this.
won't
not
get
gonna.
demonetized.
Oh, we won't?
I mean, just for
saying,
like,
don't call me kid.
yeah, just that little section.
I just can't believe UMG,
Yeah.
Universal Music Group, though, is taking off all those songs on Spotify.
It's
No,
already
TikTok.
started.
Oh, wait, off TikTok.
I was
My
like,
badness.
whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, not 2016
My
again.
badness.
Fake
It's
news.
just my bad.
Hold on.
No, we can
What?
talk over each other.
I think
okay.
it drives people insane.
You've been wrong about what drives people insane more than once. People like it. That's why they watch.
I read on a gossip forum recently that they have
you
no
need to
longer.
stop.
Why are you on a gossip forum? Why do you look at the
Stop
comments
looking
on
at those sites.
Well,
Look
let him finish. Let him
Okay.
finish.
I'm just saying. I just read that someone is like no longer listening because we talk over each other. all the
one
damn-
person?
No
No.
offense, but if someone listening to our podcast who is writing on a Reddit gossip forum, I am fine with them
Yeah,
leaving.
they were never going to be a fan
They're
to begin
negative
with.
people.
This is so serious.
All the gossip forums are just sad,
Why
lonely.
are we, wait, what did they say?
I'm just trying
I don't
to
even
get.
understand what happened, by the way. What are we fighting over?
Yeah, who's not even talking over anyone?
I don't know. Matt just said.
I was
"Can we-"
TikToking. I wasn't even looking.
I
listening.
just think we need to try a bit better.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have a
to-
talking stick?
No. I just think we should just aim for
What kind of Celsius is that?
It's a peach vibe.
Yum.
What happened to your Owala, Matt?
I'm doing like a
Mine, I had to clean. Oh my god, it was like so disgusting. I was like,
Yeah,
mine.
I like yours, Erin.
Sorry.
The clean
Thank
white.
you. Thank you.
I'm doing a big.
Do you think that
Wait, hold on.
the tea-
Let's finish the conversation that Matt was saying.
Well, one I
No,
haven't.
hold on. Let me finish. The fact that you read a negative thing on a gossip forum is not indicative of the audience that we actually have.
I have
if you
such
want
bad cramps right now.
if you've said that 3 times already.
Did you guys plan this before that we were going to talk? Or we were going to try to keep talking over each other as much as we
Just
could?
you.
Just you.
I'll be honest. I think it was in my live. Someone was like, "You guys should break Matt and talk over him for like the
Every
first
time
minute."
Matt tries to start talking, just start talking over him.
I won't allow it. I just think it's obnoxious. No podcast I listen to, like I listen to that have 4 people on and talk over each other.
No, that was a bit.
Oh, okay, thank goodness. My badness. I didn't want it to seem like
Okay, but I do want to circle back to everything.
Yes.
We need to stop reading the gossip forums.
Yeah, never go on that ever.
I think it's bad for your menti H.
No, sometimes I just take it as constructive criticism.
In
I don't-
what way have you ever
Well, I
taken
don't
it as
think it-
constructive? Name one constructive thing you've taken from it.
Well, when I just realized, oh my gosh, maybe we do talk over each other a lot.
Of course we talk over each other.
That's part of the charm.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's part of the charm.
It's a
is
nightmare to
someone,
listen to.
Someone turns that on and thinks like listening to people. Oh, what? Yes. You can just wait until I'm finished.
I was kidding. Continue. I had my hand raised. I think like taking criticism would be better in a sense of like reading the comments or like our reviews or like people actually like us. Like I don't know if the gossip people like us or
true.
not, but
TTT.
I mean I understand what you're saying. It's like you saw it and you're like, okay, now I'm aware of it. Maybe it does bother people.
And I
get
don't
it.
seek it out. It's not like I subscribe to the gossip forums, but just the Reddit algorithm will know if I take a peek at it. They'll suggest
Yeah,
things.
there's
The way
so
they'll,
many.
But you
they'll
can
su-
hit don't show me this anymore.
Block the
True,
site.
but I think it just knows that I'm part of that podcast and will just bring it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not losing sleep over it. I have much better things to do. I was just saying, oh, you know what? Maybe we should just try to be a little bit better at it.
That's
Because
a
you
fair
were like,
point.
because you shared that whatchamacallit, who are the people? Smartless. They just signed $100 million. That's like 3 or 4 people on it.
3.
They
Three
don't.
plus,
I
I
listen to
guess.
most of their episodes. I've never heard them interrupt. And
They do.
They do it on They do it on Skype.
Yeah,
On
it's probably-
Skype?
Zoom.
Yeah, they do it on Zoom. They're not all in the same room when they record it.
They're all like too big to be in the same place at the same time, I feel. Like they all have different jobs.
They have to have amazing quality, I would assume.
Well,
for
I
their
think
Zoom
what they
pod.
do is
They
they're
don't-
all on a Zoom together, but they record into
only audio.
a podcast mic, and
okay.
it is only audio.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
So
like
it's
editing?
easy. Yeah.
I
I did want to ask, was the person on Reddit being like, was it a nice comment that was critiquing, or were they just kind of venting?
It wasn't that mean, and it was a little venting, but what kind of crushed me was like how many other people were like, yeah, I agree, it is getting a little out of hand.
How many people in total would you say it was? Like, what's the actual number?
15?
Okay, we get 40 to 50,000 views an episode. You are worried about 15 people on a negative internet forum when there's 40 to 50,000 people that actually like us and listen to us. That's who we're making the podcast for. If you're not interested because we talk over each other, all right, that's fine. It shouldn't be something that is in your brain, though.
I don't even think this is a conversation worth having
Or
You're the one who brought it
during
up.
the podcast. It was
no,
a
I think
tiny
it's
thing, but now we're
fine.
I think it's
spending
fine too. No, it's
6 minutes
it's good
talking
convo.
about
I
it.
think it's interesting convo. Especially
I do think. Oh, sorry.
How
Sorry.
fucking
sorry.
dare you? How about you leave and come back when I'm done speaking, Erin? I forgot what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say I do think it's like we should take those kinds of things to be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's a good little feedback. But like,
I think what frustrated me was that a couple episodes ago, or last time we recorded, I was trying to be like, we need to stop interrupting, but I didn't like fully like say it. And then a week later, I see the mean comment about it, and I'm like, I should be putting my foot down more, being like, we should strive to have a little bit more better podcast etiquette. Because how many episodes have we been doing?
83.
83. You think by now we'd be a bit better at
But why are you
ragging
defining
on us?
Yeah,
Getting
also,
scolded.
why are you defining what's better by what someone said negatively? Like people can say, I can say something negative about Joe Rogan, but he will keep doing the Joe Rogan thing, and because I think it's negative, does that mean that Joe Rogan's doing something wrong? Like,
No.
I don't like that Joe Rogan doesn't read anything past the headline, and he's factually been wrong so many times. But does Joe Rogan care that I'm going to say that? Is he going to change the way he does his research? No. In the same way, you are getting upset that like somebody's saying something that they think is wrong about the way that we do the podcast, and not everyone else agrees with those negative comments.
Can I clarify something for Matt?
Yes.
I believe this is how you're feeling.
you're giving Schwartz.
I don't care. I think Matt is saying because he had that thought during the podcast, and then
Yeah.
it was
Confirmed.
confirmed
Yeah.
by other
Okay.
people, and other people were like, yeah, this bothers me. That I completely understand that. Like, I would probably feel the same way. I'd be like, oh shit, like maybe I am right by thinking we should not.
Yeah.
be.
Does it bother
Which-
you that we talk over each other?
a little bit, because of the podcasts I listen to, I don't usually hear people interrupt each other that much. And the thing is, you guys can continue to interrupt each other because it's none of my business, and I shouldn't care what you guys do. You have
Yeah.
the power and free will to do whatever you want. I will be trying to make it my New Year's resolution to not talk over
February.
people and take.
It's honestly a good
Not
time to
yet.
start though.
Not yet. It's the wait. It is February
is
1st.
February
first.
And what's tomorrow?
Groundhog
Dog Day.
Oh, well, it's February 6th, technically.
Technically.
Yeah, if we want to get into comments, sorry that it's recorded a week early.
Yeah.
No, but everything I said with love. I didn't mean
No,
to do it.
totally.
I just think
I'm
we
also-
should strive.
I
Because
get
what
what you're saying.
podcast do you listen to where they do that?
I feel
lot.
like the Andrew Schultz's podcast,
Honestly,
they're
a
always
lot,
yapping
I
over
think,
each other.
Like the toast, they're always
Yeah, I just
there
feel
to
like
do
it's
it.
people having conversation, and like I think I like that because I just feel like I'm listening
it.
to people hanging out.
Right.
It's not like structured and like
You
You speak,
particularly,
I speak.
your taste is more structured, right? Like
yeah,
you
we're
want
just
to hear.
dumbasses. We
like,
love the chaos.
Yeah.
I think what we are is like a hangout podcast, is
Okay.
how I would say it, which is fine. But like when you listen to, let's say, Dax Shepard, he's prepared. He's interviewing.
Oh,
There's a-
he interrupts a lot.
does he?
Yeah.
I feel like he's okay. Maybe so. I don't know who doesn't
It's
interrupt.
also so interesting that you brought up Dax.
Why?
Because on February 6th in 2018, his podcast aired
Oh,
for the first time.
February 6th is
Really?
when this is posted, by the way.
Yep.
I've stopped listening to Dax
Yeah, I don't
Shepard.
really. He had someone. Oh, he had Jonathan Van Ness on, and there was like a huge
Oh, yeah.
controversy
Why?
because they were talking about trans people, and
Oh.
Dax was getting a little ignorant about all of it.
trans youth or
Yeah.
when children should be exposed by it, and Jonathan got very, very emotional during it. And like the thing is like I kind of get what was going on, but I
Mm-hmm.
think Dax was props on him for like putting out the episode, because like you I
know.
think if you were the host and you ventured into that territory and a guest was that taken aback and that kind of visibly hurt, that you wouldn't even want that to even be shared. But I don't know, I was actually like totally fine with the conversation, but it
Me
did kind of
too.
backfire on him. But that's not the reason why I stopped listening to him.
I did. Yeah.
I don't know. After a while, I think I just kind of burn out.
With podcasts like that, I really only listen when there's guests that I really, really like.
Yes.
like, I think that's like every podcast. Like Call Her Daddy, I'll listen if there's a guest that I'm obsessed with. Smartless, I'm like pretty regular with, but it's really fun for me.
I do like, but then sometimes I get burnt out where it seems like a celeb is on a press tour. So I'm like, of course they're on Smartless. Now they're on Armchair Expert. But then there are some times where like on Smartless where you're just listening to a really, really rich, famous person talk with another really, really rich, famous person. And they're very like, wait, did I see you? It was at the country club in the Hamptons, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. And then we got on your boat. We had some stogies. And you're like, okay.
They're so funny. They're just so mean to each other. I love it.
Oh yeah. Their dynamic is undeniable.
I don't know how SiriusXM has. I was telling this to them in the car. How are they going to recoup $100 million from the Smartless audience?
I wonder if it
ads.
So I thought it's like when they buy out you for 3 years, they give you the $100 million. The advertisements that they make by like the $100 million is guaranteed, right? And then but then all the ads that.
Sirius takes.
The people
I don't know if that's
Sirius
the case.
takes those. It's like it's like a musician.
They get 100% of the ads when you sell your podcast.
Well, Carly and I have a $100 million deal as well.
Yeah, we're moving to Spotify.
Yeah, we have like a monthly guarantee.
Yeah.
And then
so we just get paid monthly for
they recoup all the ads, and then any other money we make on top of that, if the ads go above what our guarantee is, we will get that money too.
I think part of why they do it, I mean, I think this is why Spotify wanted Joe Rogan, is because they think that the audience of that person will move their audience over to that platform. And like when Spotify paid whatever for Joe Rogan, they're going to get that many new signups to Spotify, premium memberships, or more advertising revenue. But you think like when they do their ad reads, they're just not going to get a cut of the ad reads anymore?
No, I don't think that's how it usually works.
But Spotify like profits though off of that. Like their commitment to, what is it, like a retainer? I don't know how like contracts work, but like they're hoping guarantee. That they will also profit off of by
my
buying
expectation
it out.
is Sirius is like, we're going to get Smartless, we're going to put it on here, and then anyone who wants to listen to Smartless needs to sign up for a SiriusXM account for whatever, $10 a month, and like we're going to make $100 million by getting that many people to sign up.
It says in 2018 Sirius had about 34 million subscribers.
Okay, so
that's just listeners on the entire network.
Right, that might not be paid.
That's it?
But it's like a paid prescription.
I guess so, but I mean, like Joe Rogan, I think averages about like 20 million listeners an episode. But like we're talking about an entire network.
Yeah, I mean, there's artists on Spotify who have 40 million listeners.
I feel like SiriusXM is so like.
It's like Howard Stern.
50+ year olds.
Well,
Howard Stern and Margaret.
If you guys are interested in us, though, we love Sirius. If you guys want to throw any money our way.
Oh yeah, I would love to share like a spot with Andy Cohen.
If Sirius came over to us and was like, guys, we can give you like $5 million.
$5,000
each or $5 million split.
Let's say
amongst
$5
the
million
four.
split, but we can never upload to YouTube or Spotify or Anchor. Like we only can be audio only on Sirius.
Oh, that would. I feel like that would kind of suck. I feel like it would never get out there.
Someone else would have to go with us. That's another big podcast. Like if the Morning Toast was going and we were part of like another deal, and they were like, "We have them coming. We have these people coming. Do you want to come?"
No, just us.
It's giving TanaCon. I don't know.
Why?
Well, like, we got Jake Paul coming.
Well, I feel like a lot of people's parents probably have Sirius, and they probably like use their accounts. And I feel like that could be like our demo. That's a lot of money.
Hopefully, we could offer our listeners like a 3-month free trial.
We're
like
really thinking it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Could
we can manifest this?
Maybe in the terms we could write, like we get to keep our Patreon that we do not have, but like maybe we could make a Patreon and then upload the episodes there for.
Oh, interesting. So we'll have our own separate like stream where we can get directed to our audience.
But what if we have to be like on like 12 hours a day?
No.
We're like, Nadia, good morning, SiriusXM. We are here in the studio, but like we have to just
we have to do the news.
Just like Howard Stern.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been on the radio?
No. Wait, like on a live, like we are live on the air.
Oh
like
my
you're
God,
on FM. No, have you?
Uh-huh.
What did you do?
It was for softball because we were so good that like a Boston radio station wanted us to come on and talk.
Were you so scared?
Yeah, kind of.
Were you the spokesperson, or was it just like everyone being like, woo?
No, there was like like the captains and such, like the seniors.
Were there tea? Did you guys like confront anyone?
No, it was just like,
out?
oh, you guys are so good, like blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
We'll be right back after a quick word from today's sponsor, Every Plate. You know, guys, $1 means something again. Do you got a buck? Well, $1 steak for life can be yours. Simply add it, a 10-ounce ranch steak, to your weekly order for just $1 per box while the subscription is active. Now, that's raising the stakes for dinner. If you're looking to budget your food expenses this February, save time and eat great with America's best value meal kit. You have better things to do than worry about what's for dinner. Every Plate provides plenty of delicious variety with 26 tasty and affordable recipes that change week to week, so it's easy to find something flavorful and satisfying for every meal of the day. You can also customize recipes to your liking by swapping proteins and sides and adding proteins to your veggie dish. Plus, add even more delicious options to your order with over 25 convenient sides, breakfast items, lunch, snacks, desserts, and more. Their meals are cheaper than your average fast casual meal, so ditch the takeout and save money while enjoying fresh, satisfying meals. They are the easiest way to eat affordably. Get Every Plate and take back time this February with fewer trips to the grocery store and meals ready in 6 simple steps. You can save even more time with quick and easy recipes, including easy cleanup options, and there are options ready in 30 minutes or less. They plan the meals and deliver pre-portioned ingredients right to your door, so you can spend less time prepping and more time on you. You can count on Every Plate to make meal times easier without compromising on food quality. Every Plate recipes include only the highest quality ingredients, including sustainably sourced seafood that meets the Monterey Bay Aquarium seafood rankings, so you know your meals will be fresh and flavorful. Make the sustainable choice this February. Every Plate offsets 100% of their delivery emissions, and their meals have a 31% lower carbon footprint on average than supermarket meals of the same portion. Plus, nearly all packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the US. I personally loved my Every Plate. I was chopping up vegetables. Everything was super fresh. It was so easy to follow, and the pricing is unbelievable. It is so much cheaper than some of these other options, and we can't recommend it enough. So get a meal starting at just $1.49 plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast and use code 49GOOD, 49good. The subscription must be active to qualify and redeem the $1 steak. Get started at Every Plate starting at just $1.49 per meal plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49good. That's everyplate.com/podcast and use promo code 49good. That is up to $110 value. So go to everyplate.com/podcast, use our code 49good, and start eating good. Now back to the episode.
But it was weird.
Was it weird being in the new studio?
No, it was kind of cool. I was like, this is fun.
Is it like way smaller than you think?
So little.
Yeah, I feel like studios are always so much smaller than you think they're going to be. Like no matter, like even podcast studios.
And they're just filled with equipment too, because it's like radio. They have to broadcast, and
I've always wanted to be on Radio Disney when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Why was Radio Disney on AM?
I don't know. I think
Disney has so much money.
I think it's so everyone could listen, because FM is like by city or state, right? I think it's so everyone could listen.
Oh, is AM more national?
She is the radio queen.
Was your Radio Disney AM 620?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Oh, AM is the same.
I think so.
Across the
Nationwide.
country. Interesting.
I don't know for a fact, so I'm probably wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
No, Carly, you're right.
Thank you.
And they wanted every kid to listen to AM 620.
Yeah.
What was on Radio Disney? Were they just playing Disney Channel songs?
It was like Hannah Montana and like Hillary Duff songs.
But also like
Jonas Brothers.
Songs from like Disney
Spears.
Channel original movies.
Have I ever talked about when the Jonas Brothers played at my high school? Did I tell you guys this?
I don't think
you told me on Hoot and Half, but you can bring it on here.
It was probably back in 2005, 2006.
The year 3000?
No, it was like 2005 or 2006, and we had a forced assembly. It was an anti-drug assembly where we left class. They didn't tell us ahead of time. It was like kind of frustrating because we just like got up in the middle of class, went into the auditorium where like the theater was, and they had someone come out and like say like, don't do drugs, and like, you know, don't drink and drive, and just doing some anti whatever PSA. And it's like 10 a.m. It's early in the day. And then they go, and we're going to introduce someone else. And this guy comes out and he says, you know, I've been the manager for this band for a while, and they're also my sons. And I just really think they're great, and they have a great message. So here they are, the Jonas Brothers, and no one ever heard of who they are. This is like before they are who they are. They came out, they played, and it was like pop music, whatever.
What did they open up with?
I couldn't tell you a
crowd
single.
go nuts?
No,
or was everyone?
It was like peak My Chemical Romance, emo music, like this. We were like cringing, and they got basically laughed off stage. Like it was.
They were all in like their little fedoras.
Yeah, and it was
this is when you were in high school, so this is 2002, probably.
1937.
I do think it was like 2005 or 2006.
Before Camp Rock.
They were not famous at all. This was like them trying to become famous. They did this thing where they would go around.
So you were like a senior?
No.
2005, we were in high school.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah, but
I graduated in 2007.
Okay, so a junior.
Maybe, probably junior year, yeah. But they like, they were not famous at all. They brought a bunch of demo CDs to like hand out, and everyone like got a demo CD, and like people were literally laughing and like talking the whole time. No one was paying attention. It was super cringe. We were all just like too cool for school. And then they gave us all like a copy of their demo CD, and by lunchtime, the entire school was just covered because people just chucked them to break them against the lockers. So all the papers were ripped all over the floor. All the CDs were broken in half. Oh. And then they like came to eat lunch with us, and nobody sat with them.
So mean.
And one of my friends was like a rapper, Tim Bauer, and he was like, I'm going to go and rap for these kids. And then he rapped for them, and like he sat with them, and I was like, dude, those guys are fucking losers.
That sounds like a movie itself.
Like, you should not.
So mean.
I was like such a dick about it. I was like, dude, don't sit with these kids. Like they're such tryhards. Like I was such a hater. and then like 2 years later, we're all just like, wait, what? Did you guys see the Jonas Brothers were like on the Disney Channel, and now they're the biggest thing in the world? And it was just one of those things where you never know.
Look who's laughing now.
I know.
Look who's
I know.
laughing now, bitch.
Like I think it's one thing to not like them, but to be so outwardly mean.
I mean, it was just
smashing their CDs.
It was high school in the mid 2000s. Like it was,
Bullies.
you know, South Park
I didn't know you were
era.
a bully. I thought you were the one being bullied. So
No, I never got bullied. I'm cool.
shocking. You can't even say it. I'm cool. I'm cool.
No, my high school was not. There were no bullies at my high school. I mean, except for when the Jonas Brothers came. They were the only people that got
Then
bullied.
y'all were the bullies.
Yeah.
If there were no bullies, you were the
Sorry,
one.
Jonas Brothers. It was 2005. It was a different time.
Who's your favorite? Oh, sorry.
I always have the fantasy of like, if I could go back, see a celebrity before they get famous, and just be like, "You're gonna make it." Forget what they say. There's starlight in your eyes. I'm from the future. You're going to succeed.
I know.
Like I
Who
don't
would
know.
you say it to?
I don't know. It's just anytime when I ever see like a celebrity, like an old picture of them before they're famous and stuff, you're like, they were just somebody's friend. They were just walking down the hallways like any of us.
There's a good subreddit for that called Performances, where it's all performances of super famous acts before they got famous.
Or like Halsey in the Mall.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love stuff like
It's
that.
like the
Or
Mumford and Sons
at South by in a pizza joint singing, hold on hoping.
Yeah.
People are just on their phones listening to them perform. Like little do they know that will be just blasted into.
I did get to say that actually to Jungle. I saw one of their like first shows they ever played at South by in the US. They played some showcase. It was like 50 people in the room, and they were fucking unbelievable. And afterwards, I was like, I think you guys are the best band on the planet. And they're like, oh, I hope so. And then every year they would just play in a bigger and bigger and bigger venue.
Wow.
And now they're SoFi Stadium.
What
Who did
happened
that
to
for
William
them?
Humph?
William Humph, she bang.
where is
He
he
does cameos now.
Really?
Yeah, and he was on Arrested Development, which was cool.
He's doing
What?
cameos
When?
in 2024.
Yeah.
Man, he's had 5 minutes of fame.
I like thought about him pretty recently, and I looked him up, and I think he's like a real estate agent in Sherman Oaks.
Stop. Are you kidding?
Aaron, you gotta buy from him.
Hold on.
For the people who don't know, William Hung was a contestant on American Idol back in like
2004, maybe?
Yeah, 2005.
2004.
It was like a meme, kind of, his performance, his audition.
He
No
came out and he
way.
sang She Bang by
She Bang.
Ricky
Guys,
Martin.
he was a civil engineer.
Yeah, was he from China or Hong Kong?
He was from Hong Kong. Shatin.
So he spoke
He's
Cantonese.
41.
I
William
can't
Hung,
believe he's still doing stuff.
He was
realtor.
he kind of really, that was like the I'm trying to find the analogy or the comparison of what he was. He was a beacon of light for America in a time where we really needed him the most.
Yeah.
He went from he was almost like the first meme where it was like we were bullying him, but then we loved him.
Yeah.
Because, well, that's what American Idol used to do, is they would bring on like awful people for America
Terrible
to like laugh
singers.
at and also like kind of exploit these people who are maybe not 100% there.
Like,
What?
he went to Marist,
What's that?
the college in New York,
Oh,
upstate.
I'm looking at his Wikipedia. Let me see.
too.
Oh, this is what it was. In 2011, he became a technical crime analyst for the LA County Sheriff's Department.
What?
And then he joined the LA Department of Public Health in 2014. He became a motivational speaker in 2017. Oh, this is what it was.
Barbie.
Wait,
He's
this
had
is
every job.
sad.
He's been booked as the keynote speaker for groups such as the Asian Realtors Association of America. So he was a keynote speaker. That was
Wait,
the real estate connection.
Guys, he's been divorced twice because he has a gambling addiction.
Oh, no
no.
way.
That's
Gambling addiction.
William.
he did make an appearance.
What's his game of choice?
Yeah, I want to know. Does he say?
I don't know.
Wheel of Fortune,
slot
slots.
machine, she bang.
That's so sad.
And it wasn't just the song they made it big. It was like the little dance moves he did.
And his like the way he sings, his accent, his whole like the thing that he's singing an American song.
It was just like a perfect storm of
Yes.
memeability in the early 2000s.
He was a character in Arrested Development as William Hung in like the first 2 seasons of Arrested
Iconic.
Development.
Oh.
There's
Iconic.
some characters or people that would audition that you look back on and you're like, were they real or were they not? Like, you know, like Mary Gilboa at all? She was like she almost like kind of like that blonde bob cut and she had that
American
red
Idol?
polo. Yeah, I don't know if you just remember anyone else who would audition.
Guys,
Well-
he sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at a baseball game.
That's amazing. I would love.
The Blue Jays.
Do people know who he is nowadays? Like we know
Yeah.
who he is, but does Gen Z know William Hung?
No, they're not raised on William Hung.
Oh.
He's like a
I
non-existent.
think he was.
You think-
I think he's a household name for our
Yeah.
generation.
Oh,
were you gonna say?
100%.
You think William Hung is hung?
Okay, Carly.
Who knows, maybe?
It's inappropriate sexual harassment.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't sexualize William Hung. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, a few fun things about today.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the 37th day of the year.
Ooh.
Hold on the day that we're recording or the day this gets posted?
Posted.
It gets posted. I'm not an amateur.
Are you guys doing anything for New Year's? Because we're filming this in November.
Do you feel
Did
like
you guys know the
this?
submersible just exploded?
Do you feel like this has been the longest like month ever?
No.
Oh, I've never
everyone's saying
identified
that.
with
I know.
like I can't believe like I don't know New Year's
It's still
was
January. It's still January.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's how months work.
Yeah.
It's till tomorrow. But yeah.
this one has felt abnormally long.
Really? I don't get that
And
vibe.
I guess I've been on the vibe of like, has time been going by slow, TikTok? And I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of them. Like, and so many memes. Like, this is the longest month ever.
So then
Yeah.
I thought, is that true? Is there some wavelength going on where like the whole world is thinking it's going by slower than normal?
Honestly, that'd be kind of nice because everything's going so fast.
I feel like at like the end of the year, a lot of people are always like, it's going so slow. I also feel like a lot of people who dry January, it goes especially slow for.
Did it for you, Mike?
It felt normal. I don't think it felt fast
Yeah.
or slow.
I also think there's no
You're
holidays.
good though. You've taken time off of drinking before.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel like
yes.
for a lot of people, especially people
I
who
also
do
went
it.
to there were so many parties in January that I went to, and I feel like when you go to things, it doesn't really matter what month it is. It's just like stuff to do. But if I
yeah.
was just sitting home waiting for it to be February,
You know Brianna Chicken Fry and
Yes,
Grace?
I'm interviewing them
Oh, you are? Fun.
For what?
on Unfiltered. They're in town. We could have them on too.
They were doing dry January together, and if one of them broke, they would have to live stream in their studio for 72 hours, and I guess Brianna broke it.
I had
like
a
they're
feeling
not gonna do it.
she was the
She
one
said
who
she
was
was gonna
gonna,
do it.
gonna break it. So she has to live stream for how long?
72 hours in the studio, but like, how does that work?
I would just be like, I was in another country and time works differently there.
Yeah, but like it was pretty much February there at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that work? The live stream?
I don't know. I think all I know is it's
like a
live stream
Big
for
Brother?
72 hours.
Barstool has like done that kind of stuff before.
I'm sure,
they have
yeah.
plenty of space for them to like
But
accommodate. For
they
this
said like
stream.
in their podcast studio. But
Oh,
I'm sure I think it's a big
gosh.
studio. I think they do like BFF's pod in that same room and their podcast.
when they do that BFFs pod, are they all in the same room or they're
No,
all
Josh
in
is
different
in
rooms?
California and Dave and Brianna are usually together, unless Dave is like in wherever he lives.
I always see the
Rich.
clips on TikTok, and it always looks like they're not in the same place.
I think he's usually in a different place.
Yeah.
And they're always like looking up at him.
and they're
like
looking
he's
in
like
weird
they're on like a
directions.
I
spaceship
think the
or something.
TV is just
they do it
mounted
well.
high.
Like it's really seamless.
Yeah.
It's nice, but
And
Yeah.
do they do a full podcast, the three of them, or is it just like TikTok podcast?
no, it's a full
Full.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
full.
Yes.
Okay. It's also National Frozen Yogurt Day.
Oh, today's a
In
terrible day.
February is National Frozen Yogurt Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking. It should be like June.
Yeah,
Do we think Froyo has like the chokehold on America that it used to?
I feel
definitely
like we've
not.
touched base on this before.
Have we?
No, I think we were like, it was like the episode we were doing like hot or not, like something like that.
You're right. You're right.
What,
we were
2.5
talking
years
about
ago?
Froyo.
Jesus Christ!
Yes,
No,
and
no,
you
no.
guys got mad at me when I was given my complaint about the
Oh, the
toppings
free- yeah, that
Oh,
you lay out.
yeah.
and the economics of it. It doesn't make sense why M&Ms need to be more expensive than coconut flakes.
I mean,
True.
yeah. I don't think
God,
Froyo does
man.
have the same chokehold though, because I feel like when we were young, it was like new, and like all these Froyo places were like popping up.
Pinkberry.
I love Froyo.
Yeah, I mean, I still
I'm
like
forever a
it,
Froyo gal.
but I don't get it that much. But I used to get it all the time.
I'm an ice cream originalist forever.
I love
I
ice
don't know,
cream.
Gen Z, are you guys getting Froyo? Let us know.
Froyo, ice cream, we hanging out at the mall.
What's the new Froyo though? That's what I want to know. Is ice cream back? Actually, I feel like ice cream has made a comeback big time.
Really?
Ice cream's so
I
bad.
feel like so many
It's
people
like
are lactose intolerant.
It's salt and straw kind of places. It's
Oh,
these
yeah.
like these new age
Wacky.
kind of flavors. It's never like, where's the strawberry and vanilla? They're like, do you want butter cake? Like,
Oh yeah.
Or like olive oil and tar.
Oh, that was like big. People
Oh,
eating their
yes.
ice cream with olive oil and salt.
I think I would love that. I need to try it actually.
I feel like it would hurt my stomach.
Really?
Like, yeah, how the Starbucks drink was. Like, I just don't think we should be consuming that much olive oil straight.
Yeah, but it's like mixed in.
Yeah, but that was like a Starbucks drink, and that
I don't
hurt
know, that
me.
shit
they
was all
made
the
a
time.
Starbucks drink with olive oil?
Yeah, they made a
Correct.
fucking, what was it, a cold brew? I can't remember what it was. It was something with olive oil, and it was
Yeah.
so disgusting. It like burned our throats.
No,
It
that
was-
sounds
olive oil
awful.
can like can cure you. Like people will pour olive oil down your ear when you're sick. People will drink olive oil when you're sick.
I don't know about
it's
the
kind of like
ear.
a homemade. It's like a home remedy.
I know
It's-
like Italian people will sometimes just drink it. Like,
Yeah,
but
I
that's
do.
but also the olive oil
That's
in
why
America.
they made it. It was called like a oleato or something like
Oleato.
that.
I could do it. I wouldn't order it all the time, but I could do it.
We'll be right back after a quick word from today's sponsor, Talkspace. You know, sometimes life can get you down, and it can affect you in a variety of ways. However, talking to a therapist could help. If you're not sure how to get started, Talkspace makes it easy to find a therapist that you'll like. It's convenient to meet online, at home, where you're most comfortable. Talkspace has made a huge difference in the lives of so many people. Do you think that seeing a therapist or a psychiatrist would be helpful, but you don't have the time to actually find or meet with them or even afford one? Well, try Talkspace. By doing everything online, Talkspace has made getting the help you want easy, accessible, and affordable. Why wait? Sometimes people wait until something bad happens to talk to a therapist, but don't wait. You can get a therapist through Talkspace. Therapy can help you shift your perspective, find tools to cope in difficult times, and be a guiding light. Getting started is the important part, and Talkspace has made that easy and affordable. With Talkspace, you can sign up online and get a personalized match with a provider that's right for you, typically within 48 hours. It's incredibly convenient to have your virtual sessions with your licensed therapist from the comfort of your home. Talkspace lets you send messages to your therapist so you don't have to wait for your next session. Talkspace has over 40 specialties, including anxiety, depression, substance abuse, relationship issues, and so much more. Talkspace is affordable and in-network with most major insurers. And as a listener of this podcast, Good Influences, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/good. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/good to get $80 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/good. And now back to the episode.
They had like a newer one recently.
I
and
mean,
was like,
there's nothing better than when you go to a restaurant, they bring out the fresh bread and the olive oil with a
Yeah.
little bit of salt and pepper, you dip it in.
No,
Come on.
Fuck me up. Fuck me up. It's the best one because you're hungry and you're like, oh fuck yeah. give me
I
some-
love bread.
Isn't there like a psychological hack they're doing on why they bring you the bread? Because your insulin levels then rise and you're more prone to spend more money because of like you're digesting the bread and your sugar levels like spike or something. Anthony Bourdain talked about it in Kitchen
Oh.
Confidential
Oh,
where
interesting.
it gets people in this mood of where they pay less attention to the prices and more what they want to eat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how people can go to a restaurant and be like, no, don't bring the bread.
No, I could never.
My new thing, not new, but I've been doing it for a while, is when you get a pasta, I always leave a little bit of extra sauce and then say, can you bring some extra bread? And they'll toast some new bread at the end, and then you dip the bread in the pasta sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get to finish the plate.
Oh, yeah.
What a
Yum.
treat. Move.
Yum.
I did that this week.
It's also National Chopsticks Day.
Chopsticks
How are we all
Day.
with chopsticks?
I love chopsticks.
Pretty good users?
I really feel like one of my tasks that I continuously put off is I want to buy myself a pair of reusable chopsticks because I order in a lot. I eat a lot of sushi. I eat a lot of Thai food, but I'm always using their like delivery chopsticks and they're never as good. And
Little wood sticks.
or like the wooden ones with all the splintering. Like I want to have in my utensil drawer chopsticks, and I never remember.
Come over. I'll give you some chopsticks.
You have chopsticks?
Tons.
From
I
when?
have like probably 20 pairs of
I can't believe
chopsticks.
you didn't get him any in Tokyo.
Wait, when?
I think
why-
we did get some in Tokyo. We
For
didn't buy
Mike?
the too expensive. There's some in Tokyo where it's
Yeah.
like $300, and you're like,
No, that's a little much.
no.
Yeah, we
It's
got
like,
a whole pack when we went to Tokyo.
oh yeah, we got
They're
tons.
great.
But
Just
you
get
know what I
them
hate
on
about
Amazon.
chopsticks though is when I don't think
I
you
never
should.
remember.
I don't think you should put them in the dishwasher.
Oh,
but like,
really?
you ever like you try to put it with all the forks and ice,
You
but then it
gotta
slides
do
down,
that.
and then you're like, that thing's got to spin around, and then that's not, and then you try to like lay it sideways, and then it's like, nope, and then it goes
You gotta
right
put
back
the
down.
thick side down.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
guys load your dishwasher? Do you have a method?
Have Nolan do it.
If my
TJ
wife is
can't.
if my wife's in the kitchen, I do a very good job. But if she's like
Not
somewhere else in
looking?
the house, I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Why would your wife be anywhere but the kitchen?
Yeah, what kind of household are you
so
running?
funny.
Matt?
I gotta go fuck if she's not here.
What kind of
No,
communist household are
TJ
you
loads
running?
the dishwasher so annoyingly.
Speak.
Like I'm so precise. I'm like, this is Tetris. Like you got to fit everything in like perfectly. But he'll like, and I also when if it's a freshly like empty dishwasher, you always put everything in the back first and then move
Yeah,
your
yeah,
way
Yes,
yeah.
you load
forward.
from the back to the front.
I
Yes,
agree. I
he
can
will
do top.
literally put a cup right in the front, and I'm like,
But
sometimes
why,
I feel like-
why does that logically make a difference? Why? I've thought about this. If it makes sense to load it from the back to the front, why can't we just load it from the front to the back?
I think sometimes the more flatter, bigger things should go in the back and the bowls go in the front. I'm kind of like stack it down this way rather than like the higher stuff in the front. Does that make sense? So I put the bowls
Yeah,
and
the
stuff,
tall-
and then if it's like, oh, it's the cutting board, I'm putting that in the back. And I'm putting the bigger stuff in the back, so it kind of has this like
Back to
theater
front
seating.
for sure is right. I just don't understand why.
yeah,
And bowls, nightmare. Never know what to do with a bowl. Top shelf, bottom shelf, angled, directly
Depends on
down.
You can do what you
Kind.
want with bowls. I'm cool with that. Sometimes I
Yeah.
love a bowl with all the cups. Like it's like
Yeah.
they're kind of mingling at the top. It's a mixer. Where
They normally don't get to hang out like the mugs and the bowls.
Yeah.
Like, when
you
else
just
are they
like
together?
learn the dishwasher too. Like mine, like one side of mine is like deeper on the top, like deeper, and then this side is like a little higher. So I'm like, okay, tall cups go on this side, little cups go on this side.
Right. The worst is when you put something in and then you go to close it and it won't close and you're like, okay.
Water
got-
bottles, like the wallets, like keep on the top shelf.
But you can't. They're too
Nope.
big.
But sometimes I don't trust that if I put in a water bottle this way, that you're telling me the whole
Yeah, that's what those
dishwasher is going to
arms
get
do.
all the way up there and clean
Well,
that
there's a
up.
second arm underneath if you pull out the top drawer, there's another arm underneath, and when you push the drawer back, it links up to a hose, so you get water spraying on both shelves.
Have you guys seen the video? There's like a TikTok that went viral more recently, and it was like the inside, like a camera inside the dishwasher, and you can like watch a time lapse of what happens in there.
And it's like
Thank
playing
God.
class. It's like the Bellagio fountain in there.
I know. I'm like, oh, it's doing a lot in there.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
It's probably one of the best. That and a washing machine, I think, are like, I may be wrong about this, but I think they were big things for like the women's liberation movement because back in the day,
No, I know.
like women would be just doing these endless chores of washing dishes, washing clothes by
present
hand.
day for this one.
Yeah, he makes Patricia hang the clothes, hand
No,
wash
I
the clothes.
do my laundry. Do you think I make my wife do my laundry?
You probably
I
do.
would. You should.
Should I?
Don't you guys make your husbands do the laundry?
No, I do my own laundry.
Oh.
TJ, wait, and do you do TJ's laundry?
Yeah, well, yeah, we have one laundry bin.
Yeah, she's a woman.
Yeah, but he cooks. Couldn't find me in the kitchen.
No,
Oh.
me neither.
Good for you.
Can't do
Yeah.
it
Can
unless
you
it's
can you guys vote? Is that
I probably shouldn't be, but I
Also
am.
interesting on today. It was
Yeah.
like the UK. I think it was 1918. It was when it was passed that women were allowed to vote.
And that's when
That's
things
in-
just went downhill.
Things
The
went-
US
all their
was
hormones
2
and
years later.
periods.
Also, the credit card thing, it will never not blow my mind.
I know.
What's the credit
That
card
a
thing?
woman couldn't get a credit card until like 1977 or something without her parent, her dad, or her husband's permission. A woman just didn't have
That's
access
crazy.
to a credit
Like my
card
mom was in her 20s.
and couldn't get a credit card. If you want to pay for something in 30 days, you just can't do it. Psycho.
Nightmare.
It's also Black History Month.
Happy BHM.
Is that what we're calling it? Just BHM? We're
Yeah,
just
why
taking
not?
the Black History Month and putting it down to just 3 letters.
Just read the James Baldwin book. He's a pretty
Oh,
fabulous.
Wait, I
Yeah.
wanted to follow up
What?
Giovanni's Room?
on your book club.
What
Did
about
Mike ever buy the book and read it?
it? I did.
He didn't finish it
I
on
didn't
time.
finish the book
And he
or make
couldn't-
it to book club. But
Oh.
I'm almost halfway through the new book, so I'm
Nice.
gonna make it, and I have it on my calendar. Joan Didion.
Play it as it lays.
She's apparently a feminist.
Oh, not for
Icon.
me.
She was like just the cool chick in like the 60s and 70s who would just write about like
Can I say one thing?
about Joan Didion.
She seems a little angry.
Of course, it's very
She's a woman.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, I get it. Like, ugh.
What's
No.
the book about?
It's about this woman who
Oh.
kind of hops around, but she is like kind of like this actress on the edge of her life, living in LA, hanging around these very vapid people
In, like,
who are
the
just trying
1960s.
using and abusing her.
Yeah.
And she's become like so apathetic and distant to
Wait,
her
it's
own
like
reality.
a memoir?
No,
Oh.
it's a fiction.
Got
Also,
it.
have you realized that every book we've read in book club fucking jumps around in time? We have not read a straight book that's like, here's the beginning, here's
The
the middle.
snowman didn't jump around.
Yes, it did.
A little bit. A little bit.
It was in the 80s. There was
The
crime in
first chapter is, and then like it hopped around for part 1, part 2, part 3, only the beginnings.
All right. Well,
It's okay.
I would just like for the next one to be.
I'm not a fan of hop around books. 'Cause
It's
it
so
gets,
hard to
It like
know.
ends on a good like cliffhanger thing that's like 3 days earlier. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
have to
Or
get through this
like,
part
now
of
we're
the
back
book.
in the
Hate.
1940s when we were a child.
I just read the worst book that did that shit. You would
What?
fucking hate it.
Well,
I
here.
literally don't remember what it's called.
Wrong place, wrong time.
It is so terrible. Like the premise of it, amazing.
What's the
like
premise?
it starts with like this woman, and she is like, they're introducing the family. They're this great family, her and her husband, they are in love, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like waiting for her son to come home. And so she's like, it's like past his curfew, 1 a.m. or whatever. She's waiting in like their big window for him. And then she sees him walking down the street, and she's like, oh, there he is. But then a man starts approaching him, and her son literally just fucking murders this guy. And then
Are
they
we
like
spoiling the book?
go to
That was the first chapter.
yeah,
Oh.
they go to the police station, whatever, and then she wakes up and it's the previous day. So then the whole book
Oh,
is
that's
her.
sick.
Yes. Starts amazing. But then it literally just jumps back like 15 years. Like she woke up and it's 15 years prior. She woke up and it's 20 years prior before the sun even existed.
Do you have to like take notes?
No,
and,
I
like-
felt like I needed to, and there were so many different.
I don't need a
characters.
backstory. Don't
no,
put
I was
15
like,
years.
this is crazy.
That's tough to do in a book. You could do it in a movie like Memento or Tenet or something where you're like, oh, I can visually see what's happening. But when a
Yeah.
chapter just starts like, she woke up in her childhood bed.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
that
is she an
literally
adult?
happened.
Is she a...
Sometimes it's just like follow the essence and the vibe of the book more. Like don't get hung up on the plot. That's what.
when it's like a crime book, you kind of have to, because
Yeah.
you're like also
Yeah,
then picking
thriller.
apart the little details to be, because her whole thing was like, I need to go back in time to figure out what the catalyst was for him to murder this man.
Have you guys read A Court of Thorn of Roses or whatever
No,
it's
it's
called?
been on my bookshelf for like
No.
6
Have you
months.
seen the author?
No.
No,
She is so pretty.
really?
Yes.
Wait, look her up.
I saw this video because she's about to put out her new one or she's on her book tour. And she was just like, hey guys, it's me. And I'm like, this is the author?
You thought it was like some big like clunky kid
Yeah,
with,
I
like,
just thought
horns?
it was. Yes. What?
Wait.
That's not her. That's not her. That is not her. Wait, am I getting?
You saw
No,
like...
it's the girl next to her.
Or did you see like an Instagram ad of someone who got hired to promote the book?
No.
I mean, I don't think
Oh,
these
no,
are the
this is
best
her.
pictures. She's.
Oh, wow.
She's very pretty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just because I expected like literally someone at like a.
I thought like a George Martin kind of like.
Who do you think this
Yeah.
other lady is? They
No,
look
I was
alike.
thinking
probably
full,
her
like-
publisher.
What are those like Renaissance fairs? Like
Yes.
somebody completely like decked out with like.
Yes,
I
or
don't
like
know.
the girl Squishy on TikTok. You know, Squishy.
No.
Oh,
Squishy.
is that her name? Squish.
who knew pretty people could write books?
That's crazy.
I was very surprised. Well, she's like kind of. I think she's going to be the next like J.K. Rowling scandal noted.
Scandal noted.
Like
Scandal acknowledged.
Scandal check. Anyways.
I mean, she's already sold. I feel like over 50 million copies.
I mean, it's crazy huge, but I can't get into fantasy books. And the first page is like the beast in the forest, and I'm like, no.
Oh, really? That's what it is.
But
it's
Brooke also said
erotic.
Brooke said that really.
Oh boy, I read a chapter on my honeymoon, and
Oh my god, yeah. Brooke
On
said,
your honeymoon, you said?
yeah, Patricia was like,
You're
"Look
getting
at this."
juiced up about
You're like,
unicorns
"What?"
and fucking.
Yeah.
It was erotic.
because Brooke said she had a really hard time getting into the first book, but now she's like obsessed with those books.
So it's a little too long for
They're
fantasy.
long.
So
But
thick.
I'm so curious because I'm like, but I did love Twilight. So like maybe I could get into it, but
But you also loved Twilight when you were younger, right?
yeah, but I'd probably love it now.
Do you think if you read Twilight today, you
I
would
don't
for the
know.
first
I
time
think
if it came
so.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys ever?
So no growth is what I'm hearing. from
Yeah,
you
no
guys.
growth whatsoever. Not in books anyway.
Do
No.
you ever listen to music when you read, or it's kind of fun on
No.
Spotify? Look up the book, and someone has made a playlist of
Oh, I could never do
No
that.
way.
Yeah, I can't listen to music and like do anything.
Maybe if there's no
I need-
Words.
Yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
I read
yeah.
The Snowman, I listened to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, like Trent Reznor, and it was perfect. I was deep in the zone.
No, that makes
It'd
sense.
be cool if they had like timestamps, like when press start when you're about to start chapter 3,
Yeah.
and then
just-
you would
yeah.
feel the vibe.
It's like the Taylor Swift treadmill playlist. Have you ever heard of those? People will make like a
Oh,
playlist for the
yes.
treadmill of Taylor Swift songs. It'll start with like start 2 minutes by like walking to this song, and then once that song's over, then you speed it up, and then you start running, and then you start cooling down, and then
They
pretty
done
cool.
that with the new Mercedes concept car that they had at CES, the big technology expo.
Yeah.
Right.
They've created this like
Exactly.
cool supercar that when you accelerate and when you drive, you can listen to this radio station that's tailored to the speed of the song, and it will auto DJ like
so
the
funny.
speed and the motion of the car, and the song will start like remixing and like.
Interesting.
What if you're listening to a song you like though? Does it just change to that?
I don't think it's like it DJs the song that you want to listen to. It gives you a station to listen to that's part of the
Yeah.
car that's already pre-remixed to acceleration.
Interesting.
I've had a car before in like a CRV where if I would speed up, the music would get louder, but if I'd slow down, it'd get quieter, and
Yes.
it's so annoying.
Yes, because it's trying to compensate for the
The
wind
sound.
noise. That like as
Oh.
you speed up, there's more wind noise, so you can hear it better.
Oh.
I
That
was
is
like,
annoying.
they're like Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift.
Hmm?
Like turn up the volume
Oh,
because
yeah.
we're raging.
I just
Yeah.
rewatched those first two movies, The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, the second one's the best.
What a great time they are.
Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Too Fast, Too Furious, where they do the scramble and they all go into the warehouse and they're like, we got them. And then they all come out and that cop is like, oh my God.
I
said
can't believe
forget
there's
about
like
it,
a
cuh.
new
I
one.
said, forget about it, cuh.
How
We
many are
hungry.
there?
If Rome wanted to shoot you, you wouldn't be here right now. Like I said, we hungry.
Oh, it's so good.
This is what you call mutual respect.
And with the rat on the guy's stomach.
Yes.
Oh God, that scarred me as a child.
Oh yeah, yuck.
Sleeping with the enemy.
There's like 15. I think in the last Fast and the Furious, the most recent one,
Fast X.
if Matt Grippy's stories are correct, I think they go to outer space.
Yes,
and they fight in outer space.
Ludacris
What?
in Too Fast, Too
Amazing.
Furious.
Oh my
Ludacris is just your normal like street race hustler, and then now he's the world's best hacker and also like a rocket scientist.
Wow, Jason Momoa is in the new one.
Yeah, they just keep. It's unbelievable what they're doing with them. I
This
kinda-
like literally looks like an Avengers poster.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's what they've become.
I just can't imagine Jesse, who was
John
one of the most
Cena.
beloved characters in the first one.
Who's Jesse?
He, spoiler alert, he's the one who gets shot in the drive-by. He has the little Volkswagen car.
Oh, the
and he's
young
like,
kid?
Yo, man, I just made a bad
Yeah.
deal. And then that what?
Great impression.
They come by and they shoot him. That actor missed out on 10 years of a franchise.
Yeah, because he got killed in the first movie.
And they've already brought
Damn.
people back to life. Let's bring Jesse back to life. How
How do
about
they
that?
bring people back to life?
Brie Larson's
Well,
in it too.
It happened with, was it Michelle Rodriguez, that character? You thought she died in like the fourth one, and then
never
she
really
comes
watched
back to life.
Hmm.
like her death was like fake.
I think I've only seen the first two. I don't even think I saw Tokyo Drift. What's the one after Tokyo Drift?
Fast and Furious.
Oh,
Fast
yeah.
and Furious.
I think I
And
gave
there's
up.
The Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5.
No,
God.
you forgot Los Bandoleros.
That must have been a real big offshoot then. Los
Yeah, they did Hobbs and Shaw, which was one that was also an offshoot. I don't know.
Not fast enough.
This,
No.
this is saying the Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, the turbocharged something, the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Los Bandoleros, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, The Fate of the Furious, F9, Fast X.
Wow,
Jesus
they got the
Christ.
number in each one. The fate, like the number 8.
They should just do one with like Honda
Oh,
Accords.
they didn't.
Like the whole movie is
do
just
that,
like
but that would have been
They
good.
are driving around
With
in like Honda.
Fate.
No, that's what they did. The Fate and the Furious.
The Fate of the Furious.
Right. Then the
But it would have been cool if they spelt it out like
Oh,
F-E.
F8. Yeah, I know, but
Fate. Just drag racing in their Honda Civics.
they do use
Steve-
regular cars.
I know that's what he said. I didn't know
Mitsubishi
that.
Lancers,
Yeah.
the Spider. The favorite was the Mitsubishi Eclipse 1996. That was my favorite one. The Nissan Skyline he has in Too Fast, Too Furious.
The
Steve Aoki.
NOS.
Oh yeah, Steve Aoki's
I asked my dad
sister.
if I could put NOS in my car when I first got it, and he said yeah, and then obviously we didn't. But
Now you basically have NOS in your car.
oh
You
yeah,
can go
I
into
think the
ludicrous
Tesla.
mode.
Although I don't know if Teslas would be, because that was the whole thing, is you need a 10-second car. You need a car that can do a quarter mile in 10 seconds.
Did they name it Ludicrous Mode because of Ludacris
No.
from the Fast and the Furious?
It is actually from
Luda.
Spaceballs.
Oh, that's right. I feel
Yes,
like-
and that's why they made the flamethrower too.
Yep.
That is just a
What?
kid with billions of dollars just
Yeah, I
making
know.
toys.
I know.
Merchandise. It's the Schwartz.
Speaking of merchandise,
Oh my gosh, my iPad.
my iPad.
I'll just text you guys the design. I made like 4
Guys,
last night.
merch
Oh,
coming
nice.
in 2029. We will have merch available.
Well, we're putting it out there. We are trying to create merch.
Yes, I just get so conflicted where I think if like we need a full rebrand, should the merch reflect the rebrand?
Just get something done. Literally anything.
I just wish we could hire a graphic designer.
You
Why
can.
can't
do
we?
it.
Because
Find a graphic designer.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm worried about, well, then that costs money, and I know
Find
that
out
you
how
like
much it
to
costs.
save the
Find out
money.
how much
Spend
it
money to
costs.
make money, baby.
Okay.
I found a person. I have 2 people
I have
that
a person
can
who
print.
could do a full rebrand and merch with us, but it's a price.
Well,
Is
we
it
don't.
Fanjoy?
Do we
No.
need a full rebrand, or we just need?
I think it could be kind of cool.
We need a graphic
And-
to put on a shirt. That's it.
I don't think a rebrand would need to be on like the merch.
Yeah, we just
Right?
need.
I just thought,
But like the general vibe.
brand identity,
Like
cohesiveness.
if we're keeping like a vintage inspired look, like that would be different than if we rebranded to something else, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the look that he's going for is like 90s, 80s aesthetic, which
In a way.
is literally what this
I mean,
is.
yeah.
In a way, yeah. This
Well,
is-
Have you seen it?
I've seen his inspiration, but
Okay. But yeah, send it over. Let's see.
okay.
I'm excited.
but yeah, I think we should do that this year.
What are you looking at me like that for?
I'm just looking.
Oh, just admiring.
Where'd all this
Yeah.
bleach come from?
I don't know. Bought it that way.
Oh, cool.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like a bleach look like that. I think it kind of makes it unique and original.
Well, someone owned it before me.
Oh, you didn't do that by accident?
No, like if this wasn't in the store purchased this way.
Oh, this is, wait, it's not thrifted?
It is.
Oh. I guess, yeah, store.
Like Bloomingdale. It wasn't in like
Well, yeah, you said store. I thought maybe you're going to like, I don't know.
Do you guys have good luck thrifting out in Los Angeles?
never.
No.
I think it's one of the hardest places to thrift because every morning, if you go to a thrift store at 6 in the morning, there's a bunch of, like kids in
That's
LA who
like Nolan's worst nightmare, yeah, because he's doing that like every day. He's sourcing stuff.
I've always wanted to go to those bin hunt things where it's like the
Yeah.
big blue bins
Oh
and
my
like you
God.
have to just sift through all that shit. But
Yeah.
like I just want to know, is that fun? Is it mayhem? That kind of looks somewhat remotely interesting.
It's probably
but
fun if you're like into that stuff, but like the estate sales are crazy. Like the ones that are posted on TikTok, they're like this one in LA.
Yeah.
It's so like once you see it on TikTok, if you leave right then to go to it, you're fucked. Like there's already a line around the block. It's crazy.
Sometimes
so
I
they're
have
never
this
worth it.
weird fear, like, or I'll see like a really cool vintage T-shirt, and I'm like, oh, that's really dope. Maybe I should buy it. But then I'm like, I have too many T-shirts. And then I also think in the future, the way 3D printing is getting popular, I feel like you're gonna be able to like make shirts at home like really easily. So even if you want that like vintage YMCA camp shirt that just looks really cool and awesome, you could just print that at home.
Yeah, but I feel like the beauty of it is it's like it's real and it's from that time.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I am right.
Do you ever like hold on to some shirts that you think are such a perfect staple of like the time we're in hopes that your kid could wear it in the future for Decades Day?
Yeah, we have a whole bin. We have a whole bin of like archived emo night stuff.
Cool.
We have a whole bin of like archived band t-shirts.
Nice.
And then like any other thing that was from our prior years that just feels like special and nostalgic and something we want to hold on to forever. But yeah, they're just like bins in our garage.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
sometimes it's tough to get rid of clothes, even if you're never going to wear it. Like, just the sentimentality of like this, I had this in high school.
Yeah.
I still have a picture of me in this shirt, but it's you're never going to wear it again.
Did you do birthdays on this day?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whose birthdays?
On February 9th. So it's like what Erin and I do on our podcast. I mean 6, I'm sorry.
Oh, I've stolen this for my own podcast.
Because it's a great idea. We
It
do
was
this
a pretty dark day, I'll say. Even just going through like
events.
Yeah. But we've got Bob Marley, his birthday.
Hell yeah.
Oh, how appropriate. His biopic's coming out this month.
That's so crazy.
Maybe that's why.
Who's playing him?
I don't even know the actor, but
Timothée
he's
Chalamet.
I heard.
Oh,
No.
you've heard it's not going to be good?
I heard by someone who saw it. They were like, I didn't love it.
Oh, the trailer looks good.
Yeah.
They're making the best trailers these days. They're making every bad movie look good. But
Except for Madam Web.
Madam
my
Web.
God.
Oh, yeah, actually, Matt Grippy
looks
is
so
like, is this
chuggy.
the first AI written like film ever? Like
And she like left her agency after that trailer came out. She, like,
Dakota.
yeah. She was either at CAA or at WME or one of them, and like she left her agency after the trailer came out, presumably because it was so bad. And they were like, how could you allow this?
Okay, so Bob Marley's birthday. Who else?
Hold on. The next person, it like auto corrected their name to all. Oh, Axel Rose.
Oh, good.
He's like younger than I thought he was. He's only 62.
He's not well, right?
It's not well.
You never see Axl Rose in any interviews of him talking.
I think his voice is kind of gone. Like I think they've tried to do some live stuff and his voice just isn't there. I don't think he's like in a bad way, but I just don't think he can scream "Welcome to the Jungle" like he used to in the
Are they
80s.
still performing?
I think they've tried, but I think it's not really going so well.
Didn't they do like Lollapalooza or something in years past?
Yeah, I think they did, and it's just not great because you just can't sing like a 20-year-old when you're 60.
But man, not Rolling Stones. AC/DC though, no problem. That guy can get up. Be like, sounds great.
Another fun one, Rick Astley.
Damn.
I was like, what's he up to?
Yeah.
He, if anyone, should be on Cameo.
I think he is.
100%.
But he's
He
also
is.
cashed in so much on that song.
Yeah.
That, like Rick rolling, like
I know.
Oh, and I bet even Young Gravy revived
Yes,
it
he
and
did.
remixed it, so he kind of had
Oh,
a
he
True.
did?
big past 2 years. Yeah.
What was that song?
Never gonna
Yeah, no more, never gonna do.
Oh, right. Babe Ruth.
The great Bambino, the Colossus of Clout.
The
Yeah.
curse.
I didn't know he died so young.
How old?
37.
Wow. Does it say why?
Yes, he had esophageal cancer.
Oh, sad.
I wonder if from like tobacco.
Probably. That was just back then with just baseball guys. It wasn't
Packing
about
lip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
also, Bob Marley died at 36.
from toe cancer.
Yeah.
Toe
And he
cancer?
was-
There are
it was like a
conspiracies.
melanoma.
And he
Oh
was
my God.
Rastafarian, and they believe that your body should be whole. And they were like, "We need to amputate this," because like, nah, man.
I
I
also
think
heard
that's
other
true. My dad told me
conspiracies that he was like taken out by the CIA because he was doing too much
The
in the civil
government?
rights movement. Yeah.
That's what I think the movie kind of hints on.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
We also have Chris Humphries, which I then did a
Who's
deep.
that?
Wait, who's Chris Humphries? I
He
know
was
that.
married to Kim Kardashian for like how
Oh,
long?
the NBA
72
player.
days.
72 days
Yes.
they were married.
I was like, what's he up to? Googled him. The man is retired from basketball now.
Yeah.
And he moved back to Minnesota, which I believe is where he grew up, and opened 16 Dave's Hot Chickens.
Wow.
Franchise 16 of them.
You
His
gotta do
family
it.
also franchises Five Guys and then like some
Oh.
other restaurant I've never heard of
Wow.
before. But he retired in 2019.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
he played for the Nets, right? The Brooklyn Nets, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he played for the Jazz, the Celtics,
Hmm.
and
I don't know anything about
maybe
sports.
that
Who did I
team.
go to college with? Tristan
Oh,
Thompson.
Really?
yikes.
He lived in my dorm room.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Can't believe you haven't shared that.
Brown.
I feel like you two would get along.
I have a memory
I'm
of
kidding.
me going in because I lived on the same floor as all the basketball players, and I think it was Jacobin Brown. He lived across the hall, and they were big Drake fans. And I came in and they were playing the Ransom freestyle, and I was like drunk, and I just like spat the whole thing. I bet Tristan Thompson might have been in the room, but I killed it.
Maybe
Wow.
he'll remember me.
Yeah.
Damn.
He just got suspended because he was on steroids.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
He went to UT. I'm pretty sure it's Tristan Thompson. Maybe I'm wrong.
And then Eva Braun.
Who's that?
Hitler's wife.
Is that
You
really?
know
Yeah.
what Hitler's wife's name is?
Yeah,
He's
most people
Jewish.
do, Matt.
Were they married when he was doing all this stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not for
then-
like a long time, but
Was she,
she's the one
like-
who committed Sui with him.
Yes, they were both in the
Oh.
bunker together. Although there's also conspiracies that he escaped to Argentina.
Yeah, and is still living.
Oh, and
Yeah,
is with
well, no,
Michael
he wouldn't be
Jackson and
alive
Tupac.
No. There was actually like a lot of
Yeah, they're on an island.
there were
Yeah.
a lot of ex-Nazis after World War II that went to Argentina and just like escaped Europe and
To smoke more crack.
but there is like
What?
Nazis were smoking like meth and crack the whole
there
time.
is a theory that like Hitler
I was
was
just
like
like, what?
Hitler was like methed out.
Have you
Yeah.
seen him at the Olympics? The
Yeah.
video of him, and he's just like tweaking. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, there's a whole book called like
Hitler at the
Blitzkrieg.
Olympics?
Yeah, Zach
Yes.
Shucklin was telling us about. He read a book that like all the Nazis and Hitler specifically were all on meth.
Just
Well, that would make some sort of sense.
Yeah.
Do
you think that's though so they can like escape accountability for what they did?
No. It's
Because
like
I would
it
probably.
wouldn't. It wouldn't. No one's saying
good
that to like.
excuse.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on
it was
that.
before.
not-
It was before meth was like known or like out for the masses,
Isn't
right?
it crazy they used to put Coke in Coca
I know.
Cola?
God, the good old
Like
days.
they literally like. Could you imagine? Just
I
being
still
like,
do that.
Like that's crazy.
Top it off.
It's giving like people. Would you get
Little top
addicted
off?
to it? Like I don't understand.
I don't think
course.
there's like enough.
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
not.
just a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah, tight.
So
In
crazy.
the episode, the soup Nazi from Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
They like
No
at the
soup
end of
for
the
you.
episode, they say what happened to him. So I think he moved to Argentina.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That was that show that we did that promo for. What was it called? Not
Oh.
Traders.
Hunters. Yes.
With like
yeah,
Al
the
Pacino, Logan
Hunters.
Lerman.
Yeah. It
Do you
was-
watch Traders?
No, I keep seeing a lot
It's
of
so good.
buzz around it.
Love it.
I like the Shane Gillis bit about what like Hitler's commute was.
What is it?
Like
I love
he
Shane
was
Gillis.
just, he was just like, how close
my
did he
God.
live to the Holocaust? Was he like, did he have like time to turn on the radio and like listen to music on the way down to the Holocaust? Like, could
my
he see
God.
it from his window? So
Oh,
it's
God.
just like an insane, like, because he's just like a dude that would wake up in the morning and then like go and do stuff. But Hitler famously never stepped foot inside of a concentration camp.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's
What's-
oh
sorry. I was gonna say, what's that movie? There's a movie coming out where it's like it's Germans. I think they live on the other side of the wall,
Zone
like
of
Zone of
interest.
interest.
of Auschwitz.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like a fucked up, like because you don't see anything, but you can hear like screams and
Yeah.
everything coming
It's
from
supposed to be a
Auschwitz.
really good movie. Brandon told me to watch it.
yeah, but I bet if it's like Under the
dark.
Skin with
Gotta be
Scarlett
dark.
Johansson, that one was like I like a good little art film, but Zone of Interest or I bet it's gonna be a tough watch.
Yeah.
There's a really good movie. It came out in the 2000s, mid 2000s. It's called Conspiracy. It's on Max.
Oh yeah.
And it's the meeting of all of the Nazis when they all agreed that they were going to carry out the Holocaust. And so it's a meeting of all the head Nazi guys before Hitler's about to come in. And it's all in English. It's all English actors. Like you have Kenneth Branagh, you have Stanley Tucci's in it,
Oh,
Colin
cute.
Firth, I think, is in it, a bunch of big actors. And they all come in, and it's interesting. Half of them are like, you're not saying we should gas these people.
Oh.
We're going to kill these people. And the other guys are like, no, this is how it's going to go down. And they slowly all start agreeing to it because that's always like, how did people allow
Yeah.
that to happen? That whole movie is that conversation.
Wow.
It's very good.
Is that like the whole movie?
The
Is
whole movie all takes place in like this
room.
boardroom at this house.
Wow.
It's really wild.
Yeah.
When I was looking for facts, we can stop talking about the Holocaust. Never mind.
Yeah, probably a good point. This is a light, fun
Anything
podcast.
today in history about February 6th?
Yeah.
Pop culture
So many things. Queen Elizabeth became the queen.
Slay?
Okay.
25, young queen. 2020, U.S. had its first COVID-19 death.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
There were like other things, but I
Damn.
don't want to put them onto social media.
Remember when Tom Hanks got it? We were all like,
Yeah, that's when it became real for every American.
and Idris Elba got it, and he's just like, I just got diagnosed with COVID-19.
And it's like,
And
But
the whole
then
NBA.
everyone, like all the QAnon people, were like, "Good, Pizzagate."
yeah, they're like, they're killing the damn pedos.
They're drinking they were saying he was like drinking stuff.
adrenochrome.
Yeah.
And the guy in the NBA touched all the microphones because he was like, "Fuck this! This is fake."
yeah. And he ended up getting it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 1971, Alan Shepard, the astronaut, was the first person to hit a golf ball on the moon.
That's
Oh my God.
such a bro man thing to do.
I'm gonna hit a golf ball up here.
That
Like,
is
what?
unbelievable.
It also was like in parentheses, he used a 6-iron attached to a sample collection tool and hit 2 balls.
Wow.
Wait, so
Just
did,
flew to the moon.
did he hit it and just went?
Yeah, it just went up and up.
Did he get the ball back? So he littered on the moon? Nice.
It comes
Cancel
back to
him.
Earth.
Take accountability for your actions.
And then a fun little one, 1788, Mass became the 6th state to join the United States of America.
Oh, congrats.
And then I have like
Max.
fun, more pop culture things. Coraline, the movie, came out today. I know you like that one.
I love
He's just not that into you. Iconic. I figured maybe you would like this one. The Power Rangers, Lost Galaxy.
You like this one. The Power Rangers.
That's where I kind of left Power Rangers because it was Mighty Morphin, and then it was Turbo, and then it was Galaxy.
Was that a movie or a show?
Yeah, the movie.
The
I
movie.
used to watch the show all the time.
Yeah. Oh,
What's
me
crazy
too.
about the original Power Rangers is that it was originally a show in Japan, and a lot of the fight scenes and the action scenes and the special effect scenes were for the American show. They just took the Japanese scenes, and like the bad guys would like speak, and it would be their Japanese mouths moving, but they would just dub it in English, and I never understood why. Like it
They
was
didn't
just so
sync up?
weird.
Oh, weird.
It was
yeah.
always just like this weird thing, and all the
Lazy.
fight scenes where they would like have masks on, they didn't reshoot them. So all they shot in the U.S. was like
How do they do that?
they just bought these kids like with their backpacks, and then they'd throw their backpacks off, and then it would like change.
That's all they did. They would shoot.
But how
They
could
would
they
just
get away
shoot
with
this
that?
stuff
'Cause it's the
So
same brand. It's
all
all
the
the
Power
same.
Rangers we knew on
Oh.
TV. That's not them fighting. That
Yeah.
is they bought the rights of that footage from a Japanese show and then repurposed it.
And
for
so the
America.
bad guy, like her name was Rita, and she would always be like, and she would be like talking, and her voice would just be like,
the Rangers.
yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
Just, I just never, I didn't understand. It's something's off, and then I didn't find out until like I was like in my 20s
But
that that's
she
what was
was
happening.
in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
I don't remember. And there was that guy in the tube also.
Oh yeah, the like
Zordon.
alien thing.
yeah,
Zordon
yeah.
Rangers, and then there was Alpha. Aye Rangers.
How do you
How
remember
do
all
you
this?
remember this
Dude,
I've
stuff?
watched a ton of TV.
Dude, he'll bring up
Yeah.
lines from like a thing that aired one time in 1997, and he'll just, oh, you remember that whole song? Here's the 9 minutes of all the lyrics.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Power Rangers the movie though is so good. And they have like Van Halen at the end.
And then the last thing that I wrote down was Armchair Expert.
That it premiered.
Yep.
We should get Monica on the pod.
I love
I
Monica.
feel
Mommy.
like we said this once, but Matt and I went to like the Spotify event, and Monica from the show was doing a Q&A, and Matt got like really excited to ask a question.
So excited.
Because it was like a small thing. It was like at the Spotify offices, maybe like 50 people in the audience. Matt's a big fan. And he was like, I think I'm going to ask a really good question. It's like, I think it's going to be really good. And he's like, Monica, big fan of the pod. And then he asks the question, and she just goes, nope. And like, it was like a one-word response.
I
And he
asked
goes,
about the fact check. You know when she does her fact check, and I'm like, when you're doing the fact check, are you doing that while you're editing, or is this like a post segment that once the edit is done, then you do the fact check? She goes, no, yeah, I just do it when I'm editing. She
it
didn't.
was devastating. It
The
was
room was just silent, and I was just
engage
red.
whatsoever. Aw.
There's
Monica
a really
Padman.
there's such a good Portlandia sketch about a guy who's like getting ready to ask a question of his favorite band, and you hear like the voice bubble like, I'm gonna ask such a good question that he's gonna like be like, we should be friends. What are you doing after this? I really like the way that you think about my art. Can we get dinner after this? And like that never happens. You think when you're gonna ask a question that they're gonna be so intrigued by your question, but it's like, when I really like your show, and what was your inspiration? And then they just like, I don't know, man. It never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're never the cool guy when you ask someone a question like that.
Sad.
Yeah.
Wow, what a bummer.
I'm so sorry, Matt.
Is that why you
Sorry,
stopped
Matt.
listening?
There was a bit of that. There was a bit of that. Yeah, you know they
That's
say
fair.
like,
Fuck her.
don't meet your heroes, don't meet
Yeah.
your idols. I do sometimes Even sometimes when I even see a band that I love and I go to that show and it's awesome, I don't really listen to their music for like a while after.
Oh.
I don't know. There's like this, I experienced such this high of dopamine where like I can't get it back and I just kind of put it to rest for a bit.
But if you ever see us at a live show, we're going to be super nice because we are super nice. So come say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Matt.
Except for Matt. Don't talk to Matt. He's really...
If you're a woman, don't talk to me.
What are you talking
I
about?
might be meeting my
kidding.
idol next week.
Who?
Who do you think my idol is?
Maddie Healy.
Gerard Way?
Yeah, Maddie is my idol. No, not Gerard Way.
Uh,
Think-
Oh,
like-
Haley Williams.
No.
Kris
you-
Jenner.
No,
He
but
will never guess.
I think he could.
Is it a musician?
What's
No.
the show? The Pump Rules? Vanderpump
It's close.
Rules from
It's
Vanderpump?
close.
What's his name? The Dick, the guy,
No.
the DJ guy.
He's
Sandoval.
not on the show.
He's not on the show. He's very associated though with.
Yep. You could
Is
call
he the
him
host?
like you
Andy
could call,
Cohen.
Yes.
Oh, you're
You're
meeting
meeting
Andy
Andy
Cohen.
Cohen?
Maybe.
That is
Wow.
so cool. Aaron.
TJ is going to be on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, TJ
Really?
is gonna be on Watch
Yeah.
Happens Live, which is
For
great.
what? Emo night?
Because Emo Night's on Vanderpump Rules for like a couple episodes.
whoa.
So waiting to find out if I will meet the king himself.
I'm sure he'll like say hi.
I know.
Although maybe not. Maybe he's just like
He's
businessman.
great.
I know. I'm obsessed with him. But
Huh.
he's like one of those people that I'm like nervous. Like I would be like, I can't.
Because
like,
I could see him off camera being like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, all right, I'm going to go. And then he's just like not.
No,
I bet if you had
genuinely
like
think
drinks with him, it'd
Yes.
be kind of fun. Like
Yeah.
you gotta like,
No,
he's
he's
gotta
like-
have a few shots.
He's like
Yeah.
one of those people that I'm like, I don't want my first interaction to then make him not like me.
Yeah.
Like, I would kill myself.
Like I want to be a friend, not
Yeah.
a fan.
yeah.
So I
No,
feel
like
about
I would be
Taylor.
a fan.
You gotta find
I'm fine being a fan,
something-
but what if he's like, I don't like that she said that.
You,
Like if I was just like, hi.
Okay, well,
And then he was like,
No.
I don't like her vibe.
you gotta find something that you know will like get their interest, and it's not too much about them, but it's like a common thing. For instance, Glenn Powell. I was at a bar in LA. He had kind of mutual friends with these people I was with, but I was washing my hands and I realized I was washing my hands next to him. And he also went to UT, my college.
Oh.
And I was thinking, what should I say?
Who
What should I
didn't?
say? And I go,
Right.
oh, the bar that's one of the most iconic bars in West Campus that a bunch of students go to, it's Cain and Abel's. They are shutting it down, or they're like, they're gonna move or rebuild it. And I go, did you hear Cain and Abel's is closing? And he goes, what? Had him locked into a conversation for over like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
He
but
goes,
see,
tell me more.
That's
I would
hilarious.
then be like,
Perfect.
this man's going to think I know everything about him. Like,
Just find one thing.
yeah, but then it's like I did research. Like if it were me, I'd be like, how's that person know that
Yeah,
I
but this is
know
just
UT?
perceptions. Like,
No,
you'd
totally.
be nervous about it, but he's like fine with it.
Yeah.
I think
Is he from Boston? Or I don't know. He
No.
feels-
that's how. Yeah.
He is Jewish. You could say
Yeah.
I'm very Jewish enthusiastic.
Shalom.
Shalom, sir.
He's like, what?
He's like, I don't like that interaction.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, I just want to like get drunk with him. That's like my
I
life's.
know.
Does he drink when he does the show?
Yeah.
Like they have drinks on
Yeah.
Visible, or
Yes.
That's so
They do
sick.
shot skis on the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
So TJ will be manning the bar.
That's so cool.
Damn, that's really sick.
That's really cool. Things are really looking up for you, Aaron.
Do you think-
Okay. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
We just got.
Anything else?
just that I'm like kind of hungry.
I'm so
I'm pretty
hungry.
hungry. I have to pee pretty bad.
Okay, well let's
Cool.
end it. Let's end it right here.
Cool.
Thank you for listening / watching, and
Sorry about us yelling at the beginning.
yeah, let us
Jesus.
know. Let us know about that beginning conversation, like how it makes you feel.
I feel like we did a great job
I think so.
gracefully. I think we were a little shy, or like it was a little like guns under the table kind of a situation.
I
but,
literally didn't think about it
A
one
little
time.
shy.
but I thought we had there was some grace with the dialogue.
Yes, there was grace, and I think your conversation helped.
Okay, cool.
You
And I said that
almost
with love.
listened to your Kourtney Kardashian the when you said Grace.
Grace.
Yeah.
Great.
Grace.
The
Can you
R's
do
are.
graham cracker? Or-
Graham cracker.
Oh, crispy
Wow.
R.
Crispy. It's all about the R. It's
I
very
think that,
crispy.
you know what though? I feel like I've heard you do the impression of her more than I've heard her actual voice.
Probably.
I don't know that,
That
I've ever heard her
tracks,
actual
yeah.
voice more than that. Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard my actual voice over the Kardashian voice.
Do
to
you
be
like that
honest.
guy on TikTok? What's his name? Bowman? And like him and
Yes,
his friend.
he's so good.
They'll have like a cup, but there'll be like a remote in it. Like they have the most like absurd things, and they'll be like, "I'm thinking about going to
Yeah.
Dubai." Like
Dubai.
And then the music and the editing is
It's
so
like
went to
good.
Kardashian.
Kardashian.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
Bowmanizer.
I'm thinking
Yes.
of
Yes.
going to
He
Dubai.
does like roommate drama, but as if it's the Kardashians.
And
it's
just it escalates.
it's
The
so
dialogue's
well
always about
edited and-
nothing.
Oh, I've definitely seen this one.
Yeah. Like
Well,
I went to Cancun one day for a week. One day. One day for a week.
For a week.
Something like that.
Okay.
All right. Toodles.
See
See
you
you
next
later.
week.
Bye.
Don't be a loser and read Snark.
Reddit.
Matt.
What she said.
And don't be a loser and comment rude things. But you can if you want. Bye.